Hi, I'm Darren from Fish Tech Global, and today we're going to discuss purchasing your new aquarium fish, the pitfalls, what to look out for, but most of all, how much fun that is to add a new fish to your new aquarium. Okay, in your local aquarium store, as you walk around and you're looking at all the thousands of pretty coloured fish, deciding which one you'd like to put into your aquarium, how do we know that they're not carrying pathogens? That they're not carrying some sort of problem that can manifest under the stress of being caught and packed and taken home to your home aquarium. Introduced into your new home aquarium, other fish can chase that fish around. If he's carrying any pathogens, that stress can manifest itself into a major problem. When you're in your local aquarium store and you're looking to select a new fish for your aquarium, they can look really healthy and be quite active, but it can be quite deceiving that the fish may actually carry protozoans. They may actually carry bacteria, parasites, which can cause a problem. Some of these diseases are referred to as latent diseases. They remain on the fish and then manifest themselves as a problem when the fish is placed in a stress situation. So we're going to take a closer look at some of the fish. Now, live bearers are handled in extremely large numbers in your aquarium store, and they can represent a problem as disease is transferred via contact. So what we're going to do, though these fish look healthy, we're going to take one aside and put it under the microscope just to have a second look of what can happen when the fish aren't quarantined. Okay, here we are in the laboratory. We have one of the aquarium fish now under the microscope. So what we're going to do is take a look, and through the microscope we'll see whether that fish is actually carrying any pathogens, even though they look healthy in the aquarium. Okay, with the fish underneath the microscope here, we're now going to take a look and just see what is actually on that fish. So we're going to line this up, and there we're going to zoom in to the magical microscopic world. And there we have pathogens. The fish may look really healthy, and quite often they will look really healthy, right up until they can no longer maintain their health, their energy to eat, and their digestive system shuts down. They then show signs of a problem, and by that time it's generally too late. So there we are. In high density population, there are pathogens present on those fish. Now, you could take them home into your home aquarium. That fish will then be stressed out, will succumb to these pathogens, and then they will spread throughout the aquarium. So what can we do to be sure that the aquarium fish we purchase is absolutely healthy? Now, if you put the diseased aquarium fish into your aquarium, a reactive protocol for managing aquarium fish diseases, such as you see a symptom on the fish, then you add a solution to try and solve the problem, is generally too late. A reactive system, the fish is showing signs that they actually have a problem. The problem then has usually manifested itself to a point where the fish succumb to that problem. You lose the aquarium fish, and then you may lose others from that problem. A reactive way of disease management is very difficult and very rarely works. A a proactive system, quarantine of the aquarium fish, is far superior. When we treat the aquarium fish for diseases, the chemicals that we use to treat the disease actually only do 50% of the work. The other half of the work is done by the fish's own immune system. The mucus composition on the fish actually fights off that disease. It's like a natural antibiotic, and actually a lot of protozoans can react to it, as well as of course bacteria, gram-negative and gram-positive. So if the fish's immune system does half the work, it will only be successful if the fish is actually quite healthy. So when the fishes are sick and they're looking like they really have severe symptoms of a problem, the chemical that you use will only be 50% effective. Chances are 50-50 you're going to lose that fish, and you'll probably lose more. But there's a bigger problem. What chemicals do we use? There's a wide range on the market, and everybody is an expert on what you should be using. Ask 10 people what you should use to treat white spot on fish, you'll get 10 different answers. So how can we help your aquarium store provide better quality aquarium fish? Well, at Fish Tech Global here, we'll show you. The best way to assure your aquarium fish are healthy and at their best is to run a quarantine system. And it's best done before you even purchase the aquarium fish. The aquarium shop needs to have an organised disease management protocol in place, such as this one, where all the fish are housed in their containers and being quarantined prior to being introduced into the aquariums. But even after the fish go into the aquariums, they still need to be medicated and have medicated feedings on a daily basis. So your local aquarium store really needs to have a quarantine system. Yes, you can do it at home and have a quarantine aquarium, but it's very, very difficult, the actual quarantine of all the different aquarium fish. Each fish can require different medications, they have different tolerances to medications. If the fish is sick, their tolerance to medication lowers greatly. And if your fish are already stressed and you place them in a quarantine system, sometimes the medications will just cause the fish to pass. So the aquarium store is the best place for the quarantine system to take place. They have the initial shipping of the fish. The fish are shipped en masse and can be quarantined en masse. So how can your aquarium store quarantine the fish? Well, you must encourage them to join the Fish Tech Global system of quarantine. It's been proven over 17 years, it's been tested over 17 years to work. Your local aquarium store will get daily sheets, the daily printout. It'll make it very easy for them to follow. Once the fish are quarantined and they have medicated feedings, they'll be the healthiest aquarium fish you can ever possibly purchase. If you own an aquarium store, register with Fish Tech Global. If you're a hobbyist, encourage your store to register with Fish Tech Global. It will save a lot of heartache and a lot of mortalities on aquarium fish. The fish will be so healthy like you've never seen before. Fish Tech Global, go to our website, have a look, and trust me, it is the best system for quarantining aquarium fish ever developed.